So it is official. The matchups for the knockout round of 16 for the Champions League has been set. And there are some good ones, like Tottenham or Besiktas being rewarded for winning their groups by getting Juventus and Bayern Munich respectively, which sucks for both of those clubs. Or maybe Barcelona pulling for Real Madrid to beat PSG so they can secretly enjoy Neymar losing, or nothing. I'm not ready to do my predictions yet because I need to react to what I predicted would happen in the group stages. And I think last year I got 13 out of the 16 teams right, if I'm not mistaken. So first up is Group A. Oh yes, Group A. The one where they rolled out the red carpet so Manchester United could definitely win the group, and they did, which means it was a toss-up to see who was going to get second between Benfica or FC Basel or CSKA Moscow. And since I have a strict policy of you can never sleep on a Portuguese club in European competition, I'm pretty sure I picked Benfica to go through. So let's see what I had to say. United's going to go through, and I think CSKA is going to join them. But I don't know if I would have said that if I didn't have the benefit of match day 1. Probably would have gone with Benfica. And that's just me being honest. But now, I think it's United and CSKA. No! I forgot that I did this after match day 1. I just heard myself say it, and that makes a lot more sense because I was doing a ton of traveling at that time. I was really popular back then. Also, my magic hair and shirt and unshaven face look vaguely familiar. Also, do you know who else looked vaguely familiar in this group? Benfica. I mean, what the fuck? They didn't win any games in the group stages. 0. So much for being the champion of Portugal if CSKA and Basel can come into your home stadium and beat you. I mean, they didn't put up a fight at all. And so much for my prediction. But congrats to Basel for being solid throughout the 6 group games, which means I am 1 for 2 right now, which is not a great start. You always want to start off perfect, feeling good, having confidence. And now, a little shaky. And now in Group B, which I like to call the Captain Obvious group because it was obvious which 2 teams were going to qualify for the knockout rounds, PSG and Bayern Munich, and which ones were not, Celtic and Anderlecht. But let's see what I had to say. For the top of the group, as much as I like the steady calm of Carlo Ancelotti as manager and the talent on his team, there's just something not right with Bayern this season. Whoa. You know there's something brewing when the always happy Thomas Muller starts complaining about not playing enough, and when super professional Robert Lewandowski calls out the board publicly for not making more signings. And then once you factor in how much better PSG is this season, I think it's clear who's going to win this group and who's going to get second. Okay, wait, pause it here. I nailed it with Bayern and them being unhappy and finishing second and PSG finishing first. But I wasn't bold enough to say then that Carlo Ancelotti was going to get fired. Maybe you could sense it, but I don't know. Okay, unpause so we can see who's getting third. As for who's going to qualify for the Europa League, well, I'm sure Celtic manager Brendan Rodgers thinks that if Jose Mourinho can take the competition serious and win it, then he can too, because he's Brendan Rodgers. You gotta love some Brendan Rodgers. And because Anderlecht can't compete with the magic that Celtic seem to conjure up in European competition, specifically at Celtic Park, I think the Hoops are going to do just enough to get into the Europa League, where they will probably lose in the quarterfinals. Dude, my eyes are freaky AF in that, but this is dynamite analysis as always for me. I crush this group, and people say I can't predict. That's 3 out of 4 now, baby. What's next? Yes, Group C, which makes sense because we're going alphabetically, so I'm an idiot. Well, Group C was a tough group, and maybe one of 2 groups of death along with Group H, because Group C had Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, Carabao and and I have no idea what I said, but I'm a little nervous because I think I missed one here. I think I did. But let's confirm it. Let's start with Atleti. They have their homegrown core of talent like Koke, Saul, and Gabi, who really drive the team. They are definitely the engine. They have a superstar striker, Antoine Griezmann. I love their logo though with the bear. I don't know why I'm breaking down every single position, because they have quality in every spot. They do have quality in every single spot. To get results under an experienced manager in Diego Simeone. And they have a brand new stadium. And oh, by the way, they've been in 2 of the last 4 Champions League finals. So I think they're going to be just fine getting out of this group. Okay, so just thinking about the group overall, the reason and only reason Atleti didn't get through this group like I predicted they would, and no, it was not their home loss to Chelsea. It was because they drew with Carabao twice, 0-0 at home and 1-1 in Azerbaijan. Now, if they had won both of those, they would have finished on top with 13 points, and Chelsea would have been heading to the Europa League instead. Okay, What else?
And then there's Chelsea, who decided to take a year off from all European competitions.
I'm sure Chelsea wish they were still not playing in Europe, because they'd be doing a lot better in the league for sure.
Because before Europe even started, they've shown some vulnerability already, especially without Eden Hazard healthy. So if they can stay fit, I know they have the quality to go on.
If they can stay fit, that's a big if, though. Look at them already this season.
That already feels like a big if
Oh,
this season.
I just said that.
Doesn't it?
They do look vulnerable this season. I agree with my sentiments. They aren't healthy, and that hurts. Still feel like they're missing Diego Costa. Guy has experience, he's tough. I feel like that's a big loss for them, just his mentality. Anyway, I was also wrong about Roma, because Roma's 3-3 draw in London at Stamford Bridge, which could have gone down as the most entertaining game of all the group stages, then their 3-0 beatdown of Chelsea and Rome showed that they were up for playing to their potential. So in summation, I'm pretty bitter at Atleti, and I'm gonna be for a while, I think, because I missed another one. So I'm now 4 for 6, which means I'm praying that I did well in Group D, which, like Group B, had two obvious teams in Barcelona and Juventus that should definitely qualify for the knockout rounds, and two teams that didn't really have much of a chance in Sporting Clube de Portugal and Olympiacos.
And I'm going with Barcelona first, not only because they start with the B,
Barcelona.
and because of this fun fact where they've won 4 out of the last 12 Champions League trophies, while their rivals...
That's a crazy fun fact, by the way, that actually over the last 12 years, Barcelona's won more Champions League titles than Real Madrid. Just feels like Madrid's just been owning it lately.
Now moving on to Juve, well, the last time they lost
Poor
in the final to
Gigi. He's never going to win the
3 years
Champions League.
ago, they got knocked
Juventus
out
is
in the
not going to win it this
16
year.
the following season. As for Olympiacos, I'm sure Greece is a
Olympiacos.
lovely place to travel for these other 3 clubs in the group. So I'm sure they're going to appreciate the hospitality, Olympiacos, and the 3 points that you're going to be handing over.
Oy.
Was that too harsh? I think that was pretty harsh.
Yeah, it was pretty harsh.
Olympiacos. I do, but you're still not making it out of this group. And finally, it's Sporting, who have gotten off to a terrific start in their league campaign, winning 6 out of 6 games. So for me, the Europa League spot is theirs to lose, because as much as I believe in how Sporting develops players, since they are the only club in the world to produce 2 Ballon d'Or winners, Louis Figo,
killing it with the fun facts in this one.
From their youth academy, I don't feel like they are developed enough with this squad to compete with the likes of Barcelona and Juventus, who are definitely getting
pausing it there. Hold on one second, because I got all 4 spots correct, because that's how I roll. And yes, I was right about Bruno Fernandes. I'm ready to talk about him now. He's been Sporting's best player this season, so just call me a scout. So that puts me at what? Carry the 2. 6 out of 8 correct. So if I can get the rest of them correct, I will beat my score from last year. So bring it on, Group E, where Liverpool absolutely stomped on everyone's throats besides Sevilla by scoring 23 goals and only giving up 6, though I think 5 were to Sevilla. And they went undefeated to win the group, while Sevilla got 9 points from 6 games, but still made it through because Spartak Moscow and Maribor are Europa League teams at best. But let's see what I had to say. I bet you it'll be fun.
And let's start with Liverpool, who I believe will see their fate determined by one thing and one thing only: their back line. Because with the additions of Mohamed Salah and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain...
Oh no, I can't believe I said Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is a guy to watch going forward for Liverpool. How about Sadio Mane or Firmino or Coutinho or anybody but Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain?
Undoing, just like it does in the league. But fortunately, they have a pretty manageable group.
Liverpool does have a pretty manageable group.
Maribor.
Oh, Maribor.
However, given this group, these Slovenian giants might feel like they have a chance, like a 1 in a million chance, and that's still a chance, especially because every season there's that one team that beats the odds and gets to the round of 16. But can they really?
Not really.
Like really get through their group?
No, not really.
I don't know. And then we have Sevilla, who never saw a Europa League trophy that they didn't want to win.
Fair point about Sevilla. They love the Europa League.
And missing out on winning the Europa League for a 4th consecutive year. And by getting a draw,
I wonder if they're bummed about that. By qualifying out of the Champions League last year, they missed out on winning yet another Europa League trophy.
And finally, let's talk a little Spartak, because as excited as they might be to be back in the Champions League after a 4-year absence, and as difficult as it might be to play against them in Moscow, they are terrible. And yes, I know they drew away to Maribor.
I'm smart, by the way. This is like hardcore analysis.
In a game where they needed all 3 to truly compete with Liverpool and Sevilla, who I believe will be going
Yes! Guess who got all 4 spots correct again? It's this guy. I'm on fire. That is 8 out of 10 now, so come on, Group F. It's your turn for the prediction god to get everything right. And in Group F, it was Feyenoord, who tried to pull their best Benfica and be awful in their group, though they did get one win, which was against Napoli, surprisingly, on the last match day. And then there was Manchester City, who cruised to the top of the group, just like they're cruising at the top of the Premier League as well. And then there was Napoli, who decided, you know what? We think we have a better chance of winning the Europa League than the Champions League, so we're just gonna let, who's another team in our group? Oh yeah, Shakhtar Donetsk get second instead. So, I'm not feeling good about what I said in this one. I'm not. I'm a little scared, actually.
And we're gonna go with
don't let me down. I for sure went with Napoli, or maybe I didn't. Maybe
on the shoulders of Nikolai Jorgensen, who scored 21 goals and grabbed
no,
11 assists.
Nobody cares about Feyenoord.
Or if you let John Stones score 2 goals on you on match day 1. It's embarrassing,
yes,
Feyenoord.
That is embarrassing. John Stones.
His club. And you know what? It's probably more. His manager learned a lot from this competition last season, specifically in their two-legged goal fest loss against Monaco.
Yeah, I can't believe they lost to Monaco like they did last season.
And legitimately say that they are better than they were last season. And
Don't
after
do it
surprisingly
to me.
holding on to Lorenzo
What am I going
Insigne, Dries Mertens, and Jose Cayón over the summer, they are definitely
what about Mark Hamšík? Where was he?
But they lost to Shakhtar Donetsk on match day 1. So
I know. We had the match day 1. It was there. They lost to Shakhtar. That was it. That was enough.
And with Shakhtar boasting the South American duo of Marlos and Ferreira, who have combined for 7 league goals so far. And with their 3-point lead over Napoli firmly in place, maybe they can be the surprise team in the round of 16 this season.
I'm speaking the truth.
Or not.
No, they could be the team.
Or not. Because have you seen Napoli this season?
No.
They are so good.
No.
So is City.
And I picked them to get first. I was saying all the right things. I was right. My instincts were correct. And then I got swayed by the allure of Napoli's current form when I knew deep down that they couldn't keep it up this season. And damn it, I missed another one. I'm now 9 for 12. So if I make any more mistakes, it'll prove that I'm getting dumber as I age. Which sucks because it's supposed to be the opposite, right? Right? It's supposed to be the opposite. I think I'm losing my mind. But hopefully I'm not losing my predicting skills, so let's talk some Group G, which includes Besiktas, FC Porto, Monaco, and RB Leipzig. And Besiktas was the club that went undefeated and won the group, which is just... And then FC Porto got second like a proper Portuguese club in Europe. You watching? Taking notes there, Benfica and Sporting. And then RB Leipzig did pretty okay in their first ever Champions League appearance, nothing to be ashamed of. And Monaco, who got to the semifinals last season, didn't win a goddamn game. I mean, what the fuck? They're killing me and my hopes and my dreams of being as smart as last season. I know it. So let's see what I had to say.
Now we head to the G's in the G Money Group. FC Porto,
the G Money Group. Don't ever let me say that ever again. It's embarrassing.
And an away win at FC Porto on match day 1 was, I believe, a sign of good things to come. And
so I'm feeling good about what I said about Besiktas.
So I don't think this is where their heart is this season, and I think they're okay with it because they want to win their league instead. Which leads us to Monaco.
They do want to win their league instead.
Because M actually comes before P, and I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you're an idiot. Why would you do that? You are an idiot.
RB Leipzig, because I'm not sure anyone knows how good they're going to be this season, including their own manager. Because
I knew RB Leipzig wouldn't get out.
There has to be a few concerns about whether they can successfully combine
handling
the Champions League with their Bundesliga schedule.
No, that's fair. They're going to get tired. I don't know if they have the depth.
So despite grabbing a point against Monaco on match day 1, which was impressive, I think Besiktas is better.
It wasn't impressive because Monaco sucks.
So I think Besiktas and Monaco.
Wait. I don't know how to say this. I guess I do know how to say it. I'm just going to say it. I used to like you, Monaco. I really did. But now I don't. However, I was right about Besiktas. So I guess that means something, maybe, kind of, to make me feel better about myself. But it means I'm worse than last year. I got 10 out of 14 now. So I don't really care what happens in Group H, the group of death that had Apoel and Borussia Dortmund and Real Madrid and Spurs in it, because I'm slipping, people. My mind is slipping.
Sorry, Apoel. The only exciting thing about you guys is your goalie's name, Boy Waterman. True story.
That's an amazing name, though. I want to be Boy Waterman.
Who set a record for the most goals ever in the group stages last season, and who look even tidier as a team under new manager Peter Bosz, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Even tidier under Peter Bosz. Even on the defensive side of the ball. God, how crazy does that sound now?
And know how to get a squad through a competition like this.
No, pause. Dortmund didn't win a game out of their 6 group games, and they got lucky to make it to the Europa League because Apoel was barely worse. So this is what I have to say. Their manager, Peter Bosz, deserved to be fired, if only for the high line that he would require his players to play defensively because once other teams figured it out, they got punished regularly. All right, my rant's over. Unpause.
They're easily the best team in Europe.
This is an easy one. Real Madrid.
And nobody's
slam dunk.
Otherwise. And I'm not going to say yet.
It's just a matter of whether they get first or second.
Again. Not yet. But they will definitely be getting out of this group. Easy prediction alert. Spurs, who would do very well to take over the mantle as the club from North London, who does great to get out of the group, only to lose in the round of 16. And honestly, I think that's what's going to happen here, especially after they got the full 3 points against Dortmund.
Yeah, it made a big difference.
At Wembley Stadium, which was a challenge for them on a lot of
winning at Wembley is a big deal.
Yes, I said it. Spurs are going to get out of this group with Real Madrid.
Did you hear that? Yes, I got it right. I had Spurs going through. I thought for sure I would have made the obvious joke about Spurs loving to play in the Europa League, so they're going to finish in third, but the prediction god still has it. Sadly though, I finished with 12 out of 16 right, which is one worse than I did last season, but that only means I'm going to be perfect the rest of the way, so make sure you guys are on the lookout for the Champions League round of 16 predictions, which are going to drop very soon. All right, thanks for watching. Later.